Just recently, I completed a 90-day natural bodybuilding prep. This saw me lose 30 pounds and go from this to this. That's 13 kilos in 13 weeks. Exactly 1 kilogram per week. And here's the best part. I did this all without the assistance of a coach. But wait, there's more to this story. I have to come clean about something. This wasn't my first competition. In fact, this was my fourth show. And in this video, I'm going to break down the exact strategies I used to lose 30 pounds in just 90 days. You're no doubt wondering, how on earth did I achieve such an unfathomable transformation in just 90 days? And better yet, without the assistance of any performance enhancing drugs. To understand that, I have to quickly bring everyone back onto the same page in understanding the basic principles of weight loss. Trust me, this is necessary and it'll only take 30 seconds. The basics of losing weight, which serve the cornerstone of any and all transformations, start by creating a practice known as a caloric deficit, meaning burning more calories than you consume, either through food intake alone or a combination of calories burnt by working out in addition to food intake. If you really think about it, it's simple maths at the end of the day. Your total calories burnt minus your total calories consumed. That's it. If you burn more than you consume, you'll lose weight. If you eat more than you burn, you'll gain weight. And if both are the same, you will neither lose nor gain. Assuming you're not training like a beast in the gym, but that's a topic for another day. So, how did I implement this across the 90 days? I'll make it as engaging as possible for you. On screen are the exact non-active calories I burn each day, represented with the color green. These are basically the calories you require just to live on a day-to-day basis and maintain your current physique. My calories burnt by training are shown in red. These are additional calories your body burns through any and all exercise. I'll talk more about the specific training I did later on in the video. The total calories I burnt can be seen with the blue line. This is basically your non-active plus your active calories combined. And finally, the food I ate, represented with the yellow line. This line must be below your total active calories burnt to lose weight. There's no exception. This is the basic fundamentals of weight loss and the straightforward visual answer to how I lost 30 pounds in 90 days. But I aim to break this down further, to give you actionable steps and strategies you can take to also implement into your life. Some quick key notes before I move on from this graph. You would have noticed a period in the beginning where I was eating more than I was burning. This is a 14-day period where you gradually transition from eating anything and everything, slowly implementing changes day by day until you cross over into a caloric deficit. Going from 0 to 100, like anything in life, will only result in failure. One more thing. I personally used a gradual decline in calories and a gradual increase in the amount of training I did in order to accelerate the rate at which I wanted to lose weight. Another option would have been increasing the amount of cardio I performed or eating less food. Now, don't get me wrong. Over these 90 days, I wasn't restricting myself to just a few carrot sticks and green beans. No. That wouldn't be sustainable nor enjoyable at all. That's another key point to mention. Not only did I focus on the quality of food over these 90 days, like choosing nutrient and volume dense whole foods, but I also had to focus on finding a balance between foods I actually enjoyed eating, using only my favorite sauces and spices for seasoning. You might have heard the saying, abs are made in the kitchen. And that certainly holds true. While being in a caloric deficit is essential if you plan on seeing results, the quality of food you eat matters just as much. There's no point in forcing yourself to eat food that you don't find somewhat delicious. That'll make you resent the entire weight loss journey and may actually have the opposite effect in that you gain more weight back than you lost from the beginning. Let's talk about the obvious when it comes to food selection. I ate 0 artificial sugary snacks, 0 discretionary choices, or junk food for a better term, 0 takeaway, and no processed meats. Now for the less obvious food choices. I avoided dairy, and this includes cheese obviously, as neither agree with my stomach. I also avoided caloric dense staple foods like breads, oils, butter, high calorie sauces or dressings. I also avoided high fat meat, for example lamb or non-lean mincemeat. The next tip is optional, but I chose to drink nothing but water as my main source of hydration. I still made this enjoyable though, by flavoring the water with things like lemon, mint, and BCAA supplements. Each day I consistently drank between 4 and 5 liters of water. Sometimes we mistake thirst for hunger, and staying hydrated allowed me to curb unnecessary snacking or cravings by allowing me to remain content. We also tend to forget that approximately 60% of our bodies is made up of water, with the average content in our muscles alone being around 75%. So, in order to continue functioning normally, during exercise and at rest, we must maintain an adequate amount of water intake. Diet alone, however, isn't the be-all or end-all. The other side of the equation is the active part, and if we remove exercise altogether, you can see that instead of me taking 2 weeks to gradually enter a caloric deficit, it would have taken 9.5 weeks instead. Yes, you could start eating a lot less calories sooner in order to start losing weight. But you must keep in mind, we want this process to be as enjoyable and sustainable as possible. Starving yourself clearly isn't going to achieve that. So in a nutshell, how did I train over the 90 days? I incorporated a mix of cardiovascular endurance and resistance training into my routine. First of all, I did 4 to 5 hypertrophy weight training sessions per week. Each session was between 1 hour and 1 hour and 15 minutes. No more, no less. And yes, that includes weight training, cooling down, warming up, and stretching. Next, I incorporated 1 to 4 cardio sessions per week. The deeper I got in prep, the more I did. Each session lasted between 15 and 60 minutes. I also only ever used the treadmill on 10 to 15 incline and 3.5 to 4.5 speed. Finally, rest days. How many did I do? Each and every single week, I made sure to incorporate 2 rest days. One rest day was a full rest day where I did no exercise at all, and the other rest day was called an active rest day where I did some light walking on the treadmill. This combination not only helped me burn more calories during my workouts, but also helped to prevent muscle loss, which can often happen during an extended dieting period. I want to emphasize that this journey requires a lot of consistency and patience. You must set yourself realistic goals and expectations going into this, knowing that your current knowledge and experience on losing weight is very limited. This was my 4th show as mentioned. I've also been training consistently for 9 years and run an Australian certified personal training and coaching business. So you can say I'm an expert in this field. With the skills and knowledge you've gained across this video alone, I have no doubt you too can achieve success in your own weight loss journey. Remember, celebrate even the smallest victories along the way. Your progress is unique to you and you only. Do not compare. So, that concludes how I lost 30 pounds in just 90 days. I hope you learned something. If you require additional one-on-one coaching, you can find the links to my website down in the description below. And while you're there, you may as well follow me on socials and slap the subscribe button for a yearly supply of gains.